Hi buddy, good afternoon. I'm doing Bugforge today. SQLi, it's in the path, new way. As always, you start with registering your account. Password. Uh, you create an account, of course. What's going on? Let's see what GS this app is calling. Hello. Okay, yeah, my password. You enter. This is new in Mednode. So first of all, of course, you access you can see is doing um, register is normal. To register normal login. Where is the redirect for login? And it has the storage as always. We have this one. This is dead end, so it's not SQL injection. So we're looking for. Oh, we have a patient. Uh, it's good to read these things, the GS or wherever the appointment happen. The cancel endpoint. This is the part within test of that. Cancel denied button class button outlier. Cancel the appointment. Where it does the cancel. Let's get this GS bigger here. This interesting part of the cancellation state. Where is the cancel counter cancel warning, and then we have on click cancel permitted ID cancel. Where it go that cancel things? Appointment ID. This is the endpoints. You go to read GS to see all the endpoints. But in any case, let's when you start this one, what does auth is doing here? That's the login. Let's first of all, when you see like that, let's start first of all, Dr. John. We can do 13. We're looking for SQL injection places. So if I do that, uh, why I don't see my appointment here? I think there's a network connection issue or something. It does. Why I don't see my appointment here? Let's create another one. What's going on? No, it show. Okay, so if you look for the endpoint for the appointment, it's in the post request, and you just send. Yeah, you can play with ID, but this is not where the SQL injection is. You see when you confirm, when you cancel this an appointment, it says cancel. There is a cancel request. You can see the path API appointment 6 cancel, and then the response is said open ID 6 time and reason 5, patient ID number 5. So we need this patient ID later on. So now if we do edit and resend endpoint, now you can all work here. Now, because of the path, you can add that SQL injection one quickly, that one, and if you do that, he said unrecognized token, so it threw an error which should give us some kind of SQL injection. I play around it here, we can do that, or do or one, that classic one equal one, and if you do these things, it keep pressing around, an authorized or something like that, you can see the error. Now you can go with a classic what's that classic select one, and I think let me do them. I forgot of that yeah, you can just do, you start doing one union select union. I forgot what union. uh, un, union how is spell union select one. This is a SQLite, so let's do that. And you say select to the left and the right. Union do not have the same column, so you need to start adding until you figure out how many of them. So you go to 2, we start there, you add 3, and then you next, until I think it's 7, 4, 5, 6, 6 still have the error. And if you go to 7, and now the error go off. So now it's a forbidden. We come back to the forbidden story now. So I know it's 7. So what we've been able to figure out now. So we got this from this. We know a 7 column. That's what first. Then we can do who reflect. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So if I try this, let's not waste time. Everybody can pause. So if I do now, I want to see who reflect column. If I do this, you can see we see all of them. So now I'm getting the names. So the A is the ID, the B the second one, the patient ID is C, and appointment is D, appointment time. So we got something. So they reflected. So we can use any of this because they all reflected. All reflected. So now interesting part if we use this one, for example, let's before we do that. So if I want, for example, get the name from SQLi, usually so you said the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, that's what we did now. The classic payload. So if I do that the classic payload, so we get these forbidden things. Where we get the forbidden? Why we having forbidden in this payload? This payload is the same as that one, so not repeat. Now remember what we got here from this one. We have patient ID is at C. So the third column, because we doing that is a problematic because this third column is the patient ID. Remember our patient ID me is number 5. Remember we checked that. Remember when we appointment ID number 5. So I'm a patient number 5. So if I go back to where is that file? Edit and resend. The trick now, because of the patient ID, I'm number 5. So if you go it near, you get a forbidden thing. So you can just change this one, 1 to this one to 5, which me, if I change that one and come back here and do it again, the forbidden disappear and then we get this information. So now we got another answer. So let's see what we got. So now we got the table names. That's the tables because so we have user, we have sequence, reason, appointment. Of course, we're interested in a user table. So we keep using that 5, my patient ID number 5, and we can just do concurrent name from table from user to check the structure of the table users. So we can just do that. And this one will give us the structure of the table. So we got we have an ID, we have doctor ID, we have username, password, or phone name, patient ID. That's 5. That's the 5 we did it here. Remember the 5. You need to use your patient ID for the SQL, and then because we have all of things, we can just get the user. We can get, for example, the ID, username, password, full name, role, whatever we want from there. And then if you do that from this, and if we send that, we get the final message and I offer message. That's your the whole user table, and inside the user table you get flag for today. So this is your flag. Where is it? That's your flag. The flag is in the which table? In the Jones. So it's user number 2, Dr. Jones. I think he's under his username. No, it is a password. So yeah, thank you everybody. You can see this is the steps you can check if you want. Thank you very much everybody and have a good day.